Yeah, we are.
We got a cameraman in the back.
You ready? Yep.
You're good back there? Okay.
Yep.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome. It is Tuesday, January 6th at 6 p.m., and I'd like to call the regular Board of Trustees meeting to order. I've got our short invocations we have. Father, we ask for your wisdom, guidance, and discernment in the decisions we make that affect our village and its residents. We also ask you to watch over our police and all who serve. And we thank you for a new year and look forward to a successful year. Roll call, please.
Trustee Keller.
Here.
Trustee McGurran.
Here.
Trustee Nelson.
Here.
Trustee Pike.
Here.
Trustee Porter.
Here.
President Wecken.
Here. Item 2, review and approve minutes from the regular board meeting of December 2nd, 2025, and the special board meeting of November 24th, 2025.
Move to approve.
Thank you, Brian. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Thanks, John. Discussion, corrections, amendments?
Nope.
Hearing none. All in favor of the minutes as presented, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Thank you. Item 3, comments from the floor limited to 3 minutes per speaker. This is an opportunity for Village of North Hudson residents, property owners, and business owners to make the board aware of new topics, issues, and opportunities not on today's agenda for consideration for future meetings. And I'll just remind everybody that the comprehensive plan and rezoning are on the agenda, and there will be no discussion of that at this time. So if there are any other new items, a new item?
I consider it new, and I will be brief. Thank you, President Wecken. I am Amy Noonan, resident, past trustee, and appointed member of the Lake Malibu Trestle Committee, which has been working for, I think, 4 years of trying to develop a concept for a possible park and trail, and have actually met with Mr. Lenson several times in an effort to coordinate that effort. Here's why I consider this new. I'm wondering if our leaders, our board, could consider each of Mr. Lenson's 2 different properties separately. The way I see it, the north property in the south are completely different. The north property already has
Amy,
multi...
I'm sorry.
That's
This is
not-
this is a part of the agenda. We can't talk about that right now.
All right. I just think it would be a great way to move forward with one and be more thorough with the other. Thank you.
Anyone else? Hearing none, thank you. We'll move on to item 4, which is new business from the board or staff and President's comments. I'd just like to thank our staff and our public works crew for the job they've done. Gina had some medical issues, and the staff stepped right in and took care of the business, and so we didn't have really a hiccup in the office. And then the public works crew with the snow that we've had. It seems it comes on Sunday nights, which is not a good thing for the village because our garbage goes out on Sunday, on Monday morning. So if you can keep your garbage and recycle inside your driveway edges, those arms reach quite a ways on those trucks, and it makes it a lot easier so that the guys don't have to come around and waste a lot of gas, plowing where they couldn't get around before. And folks were like down in the older end of town where they don't have as many driveways. Hopefully they've been working to park on one side, and then everybody parks on the other side, depending on the day. I know a lot of places use the odd even day type thing. So those are a couple items that I've had. Otherwise, January is a pretty quiet month, and I will defer to Gina for administrator clerk comments.
Right, perfect. I would also like to thank the staff. When we talk about staff here, we're talking about 2.5 of us. So when one of us goes out on medical leave for almost 4 weeks, it's pretty impactful. Not to mention that one of the staff members is brand new, and she carried, and it was amazing, and I'm very grateful for that, and for Nathan as well. So thank you for your patience as we worked through that, and hopefully we guys still got what you needed, and I appreciate everybody for that. And then also wanted to thank the Public Works team. Man, they have been busy for the last couple of weeks. If it's not raining, it's snowing, or it's 40 degrees and then 20 below. So they are working nights and weekends to try and keep the village safe, and wanted to thank them as well. Tax season, it's in full swing. Everybody's favorite guy, Nathan, is taking in taxes right now. So reminder that the first installment or full payment is due at the end of January, so January 31st. After that, all payments go to the county. We do not collect at the municipality after January 31st. Again, you can pay online. The e-check has been more popular this year. It's like a debit from your account. It's $1.50. Great way to go. Or, of course, credit cards if you want those miles to get out of here. Mailing checks, of course, always an option. And then, like I said, stop in person and visit Nathan. He's got some candy out this time. Newsletter. We sent a newsletter for the first time in a really long time. Hopefully everybody got that. We would love feedback on it. Was it valuable? Would you like to see it again? Is that something we want to do more often? So, please reply back. We tried to highlight a lot of the website functionality. We know office hours are difficult because it's often during the times when many of you work. And so we want to continue to offer online functionality for things like the dog licenses and some of those other things. And we'll continue to enhance that website and hopefully make it more user-friendly for everybody as we move forward. The water and sewer consolidation with the city is complete. This was a pretty big effort from a lot of people and took a lot of years to get here. We really do believe that this is a win for the Village of North Hudson residents. You remember 2 years ago you saw a price increase from the city because we were no longer considered a part of their retail pricing. With this consolidation, you will see a decrease in your price, which North Hudson residents will be treated the same from a pricing perspective as the city of Hudson residents. There's no different. It is us. We are the utility. So I do have an email out on to try and get a confirmation on what that exact price difference is. And I will try and get that out to people as soon as I get that confirmation. The last item I have is elections are right around the corner. As of 5 o'clock today, the deadline for submitting papers for the April election was met. We do have 4 sets of papers that came in. We have 3 seats available in the April election, so we will not, within the village, require a primary, but I am still waiting to hear from the county if there will be a primary for other county or state positions, so we may still have one. It just won't be for the Board of Trustees role. So we'll know early next week if we'll be having a February primary or if we'll see you all in April. That's what I've got.
That's what you got. Okay, then we'll go to item 5, which is a review of the 2024 audit results. And is our auditor here, or?
They are not.
Are you going to handle that?
I will handle it. We did receive the audit for the 2024 year, in 2025. It takes about 9 months for them to complete the audit. We did get our response back from them, and they did note one material weakness, which is the same material weakness we've had for the last 20-some years, which is limited segregation of duties. I mentioned we have 2.5 staff. It makes it very hard to have the proper segregation of duties that a large municipality would have. So this is something that appears every year. It does note in here that the available office staff in the village precludes such proper segregation of functions. They do note that we take as many controls as we have possible. So the person that gets the mail and the person that receives the check is different than the person that deposits it. But that being said, it is just 3 of us. So that was the only material weakness that was noted in the audit. They look for, it takes a long time to go through, and we provide them with all the paperwork that we have, and we're very grateful of Clifton Larson Allen for their work to help us make sure that our internal controls are up to par. So that was our
No
results.
fraud, right?
No fraud,
All right, thanks, Gina.
of course.
Next on the agenda, item 6, review a motion to approve the appointment of Darcy Strutt to fill the Board of Park Commissioners vacancy that Michelle Ortner is stepping down after 20-plus years of service to the village we so much appreciate all her input and her dedication to the park and everything that she's done. She's been a great asset, and she recommended Darcy, and so I am bringing Darcy to the board to recommend that we approve her for the park board.
Move to approve.
Thank you, Brian. Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you, Mary. Any comments, questions, or?
President Watkins,
Mary.
is there something that you'd like to share about her, or is it just the nomination from Michelle, which is certainly
Basically,
good
the
to stand on
nomination
its
from
own?
Michelle, and the biggest selling point, her house overlooks the park there on 4th Street, on Oak Glen, I think it is, or whatever it is there, and it's, and so, yeah, so she can keep a pretty good eye on that one, so I thought that's a pretty good asset there. She's very much involved with the children and things. Anything else? Any other comments? Hearing none, all in favor of appointing Darcy Strutt to the Board of Park Commissioners, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you. And item 7, review of operator's license, appeal letter, discussion, and possible approval. Is there a motion?
Move to approve.
Thank you, Brian. Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you, John. Discussion.
Yeah, so I'll start this discussion. We did receive an application for a renewal of a operator's license back in November. Upon doing the background checks that are completed with all applications, Chief Richard did note that there was a, and sent a memo to the board about a conviction for an OMVWI on the application. Based on that and based on our policies, that recommendation was to deny the renewal of the application. Also a part of our policies, we do give the applicants an opportunity to appeal the decision. And in this case, we did receive an appeal from this applicant. And I did send that out to the board members ahead of time for them to read. It is, in my mind, it's personal information, so I provided it to them to read through it for consideration as to whether or not they would like to approve the letter of appeal for the operator's license.
Thank you, Gina.
Gina, do we have the application for operator's license in our materials?
You do not, but I do have it here if you'd like to see it.
So this is kind of standard policy for what Chief has set for all of our liquor license. If they get flagged, they come to us from there. A lot of times with first-time issues or flags, we kind of push through. I know the person personally, a really good letter. She also serves, so I feel very comfortable with moving forward, but I do appreciate that this is always a way of us making sure we keep an eye on who we're allowing to serve alcohol in our community.
Thank you, Kurt. Any other comments? So the motion is to accept the, or to approve the license?
Yeah.
And we have no further discussion, so all in favor of approving the license for the operator, it signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you. And does she have to come up and get name paper? Good. Okay. Item 8, 2026 mobile home park license. Roger Miller and Lisa Miller, approval requested.
Stan, I move to approve the 2026 mobile home trailer park permit for Roger and Lisa Miller.
Thank you, Kirk. Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you, Dusty. Comments or questions? Hearing none. All in favor of the license renewal, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Thank you. And item 9. Chair update.
Look at that.
Boy, just in time.
There's a seat open. There's a seat open.
Village Board and President, thank you. First of all,
What an entrance.
yeah, one comment. I I know Darcy Strut, and she's done a lot for our park on Cherry Circle, so it's a great addition to the park board, so congratulations for that. Planning Commission update. Fortunately, everything on your agenda tonight is what we had on our agenda, so I'm not gonna really make any comments. I can stick around if you want additional, answer any questions towards it, but open discussion is gonna be on your end, so. Any other questions?
I would just stick around just in case you have any clarification.
Sure,
if you don't
certainly.
mind.
Thank you, guys. Appreciate it.
Thanks, Tim.
All right.
We should say that the Plan Commission recommended approval of the comprehensive plan and approval of the zonings for the ones and properties and recommended denial for the property on the north end of town.
Thank you, Paul. Yeah.
Question, Paul. When I read the minutes, it looked like the amendment was approved, but not that the comprehensive plan was approved. Can you comment on that?
Not sure if, maybe just how it was stated in there, but the amended plan is the new 2025 comprehensive plan.
Right, but there was an amendment to, tri-zone one of the areas, and that amendment passed, but it didn't look like the plan itself was voted on. Okay.
I think the whole plan was voted on to include that change.
Thank
That
you.
was my understanding of it, anyway.
Okay, thank
And
you.
after the meeting, the resolution that recommended the approval and the adoption did get the signatures from all of the Plan Commission members as well. So we're set.
Okay. So, need a motion, I guess, huh?
Are we,
We'll go
I
through
move
one
to
at a
approve the
time.
Village of North Hudson ordinance number 01-2026, an ordinance adopting the Village of North Hudson Comprehensive Plan 2025, Village of North Hudson, Wisconsin.
Thank you, Brian. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Thank you, John.
I would like us to actually lay it aside because I don't feel that we've had adequate public hearing on the amended comprehensive plan. The plan that was presented for public comment was substantially different than the plan that was finally voted on. The vision was different, goals for housing, goals for government relations, goals for land use, and future land use maps were all substantially different than what came out of the process and what was reviewed by the public and commented on by the public. And I don't think that is consistent with the guidelines under our statute and the state statute for public input. And I would like us to lay it aside and have another public hearing on the comprehensive plan. So I'd like us to not to vote this down, and then I would like to make an amendment make a motion that we reopen it for public comment so that the public can comment on the actual final plan.
So we have to take the motion down that we have on the table?
Not unless there's a second.
No, I mean, she made a request. There's a motion on the table in a second, correct?
Correct.
So that's part of the discussion of that motion.
Okay. And other discussion? Well, I'm not sure that, the adjusted comprehensive plan that you're discussing, Mary, was just correcting items that were in the comprehensive plan that were not accurate. And so that's the reason that they were changed, whether it was zoning or there was, from the study that was there and the other information that we've got, I think it was fairly well covered.
Actually,
Correct.
the future use map was changed, and that wasn't an error. It was a decision that came out of the process to have that be conservancy and to look for other options. And other things that were changed really are important for the decisions that we're making, as well as the maps. Other things that were changed regarding the goals that are in the plan were changed regarding housing, regarding regarding the future land use, those really impact all of the votes that we're going to take after this vote. And it seems that we should have clarity and public comment, opportunity for public comment on the future land use regarding where do we want to have multifamily housing? Do we want multifamily housing in the area that is zoned as commercial along North Sixth? Do we want to maintain conservancy along the river, that came out of the original comprehensive plan and was changed? Those things seem really important, and the whole comprehensive plan, the intention of it is to guide the decisions of the board and to guide budget decisions and to guide policy decisions. And without having adequate public comment on the final plan, which is substantially different, it isn't just corrections, there's substantially different goals and there's substantially different future use maps. I don't think that we should pass that plan. I don't think it met the goal of having public input.
Well, I guess I disagree with that, but, and since we have a motion and a second on the table, I guess we can have a vote if there's
Well,
no
Paul,
further
would you,
discussion.
do you have anything to add to this? You've kind of sat through the
Excuse
whole
me?
thing. I'm trying to talk to Paul quick. Do you have anything to add to it, kind of a little of what we're talking about here? You've sat through all of this, you went through it, you've seen different plans.
Yep, I've seen a lot of them. And I think the one question, the main issue was the future land use map. And there was a change made to that. And the purpose of that was to allow the board flexibility to either maintain the current zoning that's out there or make a change to the zoning based on what's going to be before the board later on here. It was anticipation of the petitions that were pending, and the purpose was to give the board flexibility, that they're going to vote. They can approve, deny, and under the plan currently 2025, it allows the board to do that, in my opinion. So that's why that was done. They could say no to both of these and things stay the same. They can say yes, and that's still allowable per that future land use map. Now, you may have other issues to discuss whether those are consistent with other items in the plan, but that's a discussion for later on tonight.
Your future board.
Yeah, or when
Yeah.
we talk about these two petitions, so.
I'd just like to raise the point that I think having a comprehensive plan that zones property in every possible option is really not a comprehensive plan that guides the decisions of the board. It just says the board can decide whatever they think in whatever circumstance they decide. It doesn't seem like a comprehensive plan.
Well, it gives the board the option to do, down the history, things have changed over the years, and, I mean, we're running out of ground as far as developing and everything like that, and with the previous comprehensive plan, or the plan that was initially started out, it was handcuffing the boards down the road, and that's one thing we wanted to take out.
Having a plan isn't a handcuff, but having a plan is what we're supposed to follow, because the plan was developed with community input. That's the whole purpose of having the public hearing. That's the whole purpose of the process, and the plan is supposed to guide the board's decisions. I don't see that as a handcuff. I see that as ensuring that our decisions are consistent with a plan and consistent with the community input.
Consistent with the plan that people came up with prior to the board that is addressing the issue at the time.
Correct, because it's from the community, not the board.
Yeah, so there are a total of 15 non-board or committee residents that attended the public vision statement, even though we spent over $1,500 to send out reminders and cards to encourage people to show up. We had 15 people in that vision session. We had 242 responses on the survey that was sent out electronically. Those responses were absolutely 100% considered in all of the recommendations that were included in the goals and objectives for that comprehensive plan. From December 10th to July 8th, there were 8 meetings that were facilitated by the county, and the public was asked to attend. And we sent reminders, we posted on Facebook, and we were there to obtain feedback on the various chapters of that comprehensive plan. A total of 9 different non-board and committee residents attended over those 8 months. 9. We have 3,900 people in the village right now. 9 people attended. The highest attendance was 4. The lowest attendance was 1. So when we talk about feedback, when we talk about we need to listen to the community, we did. We listened to the community. There was a public hearing, and I think Tim and team did a fantastic job listening and taking in the feedback of the public during that public hearing. That was held. All of that feedback was considered when we made the revisions and sent the updated version to the Plan Commission for their recommendation. They are recommending board, and they made a recommendation, and now it's up to the board to decide whether or not you're willing to accept that recommendation.
Yeah, I would say based on the number of people not attending in the survey, I think allowing the board flexibility to deal with things that may change in the future or priorities that may change, I think that's a great idea. Because people can always have input into the board.
The loudest voices are not the only voices.
Right.
Do we need roll call or do we?
I would do a roll call.
Nope.
I saw a hand go up. I'm just curious of what.
There's no,
Well, I'm
There's
from a
no-
neighboring community, and the decision that
there's
you guys-
No.
there's no, we're on
This is
TV.
for
We can't,
Village
yeah.
of North Hudson.
I'm from Hudson.
Well, that's not North
different.
Hudson, is it? A lot of people don't know that. Okay, let's see. No further discussion? Mary?
No.
Dusty?
Yes.
Yes?
Yes.
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 Thank you. Okay. Item C is petition by Railroad Properties of Hudson LLC, Bruce Lenzen, for rezoning of PIN.
Please no side conversations. There's audio running, and it's very hard for people online to hear. Thank you.
I think a lawyer would know that. Petitions by Railroad Properties of Hudson LLC, Bruce Lenzen, for rezoning of PIN 161-1070-20-002 and PIN 161-1070-20-003 in the Village of North Hudson from industrial commercial to RM1, low-density multifamily residence. Discussion and possible approval. Is there a motion?
Move to approve.
Thank you, Brian. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Thank you, John. Discussion.
So I want to point out to everyone, that everyone knows this, but I'm going to point it out. This is property in the Riverway. And it's in the small town management zone, and the potential zoning district is allowed in this management zone under the Riverway ordinance. Now, if you're going to consider this rezone, you can consider both parcels, you can consider one, or you can consider the other. But because it's in the Riverway, it's more than just a rezoning of any parcel in the village. You have to take into account that the Riverway District property and the Riverway zone ordinances talks about goals. And that is the protection of the natural and scenic qualities of the river, protection of health and safety, protection against erosion and water pollution. So when you're making your decision, you have to think, not only is this parcel, should it be zoned for this residential purpose, but can it be potentially used and still satisfy those goals of the river? So I just want to make you aware of that when you're deliberating and when you're discussing this project.
Thank you. Discussion?
I think it's important to point out that this area has been zoned conservancy for 50 years. There's question about whether the proper notices were given at the time 50 years ago when it was changed, but it has been zoned conservancy for 50 years. And for the board to change that tonight with knowing the vast public input that has been provided between the comprehensive plan, public hearing, the original public hearing where the future land was shown as conservancy, there was support for that. And I think that, I don't know how many voices we need to count as important in the community our size, but I think when people take time to show up to a meeting, that says a lot. And that was the public comment. We've also received multiple emails from residents of this community opposing this. I haven't received one email in support of it. And the concerns are regarding this is an open space with views of the St. Croix. This is an area that's close to the river. This is an area under the National Scenic Waterway. This is an area where the village's comprehensive plan has previously had a potential park and other areas, and that building up will reduce the open scenes, as well as this is currently an environmental corridor, which is in the current comprehensive plan that was passed tonight, that this is a sensitive environmental corridor area as well. So I don't believe that we should make a change from 50 years of conservancy and the public input that we've received.
Can we speak to the conservancy?
Well,
Because I think that's a big
Yeah.
misunderstanding.
yeah, there's,
Misinformation.
I've looked through some of the old records on this zoning issue. And, back in 1965, I think or mid-60s was the earliest zoning map that I found. And that whole area down there was zoned industrial, commercial, along with the area to the north that currently holds the apartment buildings and the condo complex.
East Bank?
Yep.
Yeah, the whole
Spank
works
and
along with
others,
the warehouse and the traditional railroad yards there. All of that was zoned. Over the years, there were zoning amendments done to facilitate those residential developments, and there was corrections done because there was errors made. Nowhere did I find where the property in question here was officially rezoned. It appears that, and now this is just my speculation, it appears that when the Riverway ordinance was adopted, shortly after that, within a couple months, the zoning map at that time was changed just to put the whole area into conservancy. Now that doesn't, adoption of the Riverway ordinance does not change zoning. That's a separate process. So I speculate that that's how this area was shown on the zoning maps as conservancy. But I was unable to find an actual amended zoning ordinance that did that. So that's as best as I can decide. It's not totally cut and dry.
Has
Paul-
the village rezoned areas that were previously listed as conservancy?
Yes,
Yes.
yeah.
We have
We came
proof of
across some
those.
of those,
Yep.
yeah.
Paul, in the past, when we've had this discussion, you've said that our ordinance is that our zoning map is a source of truth for our zoning, which is on the wall right now, showing this area as conservancy and has
It
been
should-
for
it should
50
be.
years.
That's the goal of having the zoning map. When you do these amendments, the zoning map should be updated. Now, and again, I'm speculating here because I haven't seen the record, but it appears that that was done, but the official ordinance amendment that would allow that change was not done. And there's case law in Wisconsin that says merely changing the zoning map without going through the rezoning process, and that's Plan Commission, Public Hearing, Board, does not change the zoning.
So what you're saying is in order to confirm the 50 years of conservancy zoning, which was also left open in the future use map that was passed tonight, that to maintain the conservancy, we need to go through the zoning process.
That's an option. You can certainly go through that process, and the board can do that on their own initiative and change that whole area down there to conservancy. That's an option.
I mean, confirm that it's conservancy, because
Yeah.
it is conservancy on
And
the,
confirm
on the
it
zoning
with the
map.
Yeah, you can certainly do that. Yeah.
For me, I feel very comfortable with the north end. I've seen designs for it. The south end is my question. I feels like I would like to know more about it, so that's my hesitance a little bit on that. I have a couple questions on what it's gonna look like, but yet, even if this gets passed, it doesn't mean all of the things that Bruce wants to do gets passed. He still has to go through so many different things, so it's not like this is an end-all, be-all, but I did want to know more about the south end. I would like to know more.
Any other discussion?
I don't even know if we have a motion yet, by the way.
Yeah, we probably need to
Oh, I
read
don't
the,
think we picked one.
Brian and John?
Yeah,
I'd say read the motion, Brian, you intended,
Well,
because
he-
Oh, yeah, the pin, okay, I apologize. You're right,
Stan
you're
read
right,
the
you're right.
agenda,
Yep,
not
yep,
the
yep,
You
yep.
can read the
I
whole thing
apologize.
again if you'd like.
that would be
you're
great. No, I would like you to, please.
You want me to?
Mm-hmm.
I would.
Motion seeking approval of ordinance 02-2026 for the petition by Railroad Properties of Hudson LLC, Bruce Lenzen, for rezoning of PIN 161-1070-20-0002 and PIN 161-1070-20-003 in the Village of North Hudson from IC, Industrial Commercial, to RM1, Low Density Multiple Family Residence, per recommendation of the Plan Commission.
Thank you, Brian. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Again, thank you.
Once again, my only hesitance is the south and north end. I'm totally for the north end. I need more information on the south end.
Something that Bruce could.
I agree. Well, you gotta remember too, what we're saying isn't an end-all be-all. It's not a final decision. It's just approving this. It still has to go through multiple steps. So if we see a vision we don't like, we could still say no to it.
Yeah, just because the zoning is changed doesn't mean he can go and
Correct.
build whatever he wants. I
Yes,
mean,
this is just one
there's a lot
step
of
of
government
hundreds of other
agencies
steps.
involved in this one, as we well know.
Yeah.
So I'm with Kirk as well. The north end is good, it's the south end I want to know more about as well.
Oh, no, please be quiet. Please respect us enough. We respect you.
All right, and anybody else?
You have the option to, of just going with one tonight if you
Mhm.
want, and tabling the other for more information. That's your decision.
Then that would be whoever made the motion would have to change his,
Why don't we vote first and then from there see what happens?
we can do that.
It could be too late then. If you really want to separate them, if we vote right now.
What
and
if it
it's-
gets denied, then?
I'm calling the question, Mr. President.
And since you called the question, you can vote first.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
Yes.
No,
No.
Tie goes to,
It fails.
So I don't know which property is the north end for the
Top 102.
02, so I approve the approval of switching to low-density family on the north end, the 02 property.
So that's a motion.
Yep,
Second.
like, once again, we're not saying no to everything, we just want to know more information. Just, yeah.
What information didn't the Plan Commission give us that you need?
I would like to find out more of what this is gonna look like and more of the idea of what's gonna get done there and different stuff like that.
Can I ask the Plan Commission a
Sure,
question?
200%.
Plan Commission, Tim, would you please?
Do you guys
Well, let him
feel
get
like
to the
you had
mic.
enough information to move them both?
Yeah, this came in front of us a couple of times, of course, in front of the planning commission, and we had a number of community members, of course, commenting, which we appreciated all their comments. what we felt that he was going to improve that south end, which was needed. He owns a railroad bridge, and we felt that was deteriorating, and there was problems with that. And in general, when he came in front of you guys, well, we all witnessed that, and what his initial plans were, and what we were focusing on, how the improvements would be, and we felt it would be a win-win to approve both, knowing the fact he'd still come back in front of us and doing all that activity all over again as far as what he plans on doing, making sure he was following the ordinance that we have down there, making sure he has the floodplains and all the other activities you talked about, Paul, as far as what he needs to follow as far as requirements. Still can be denied. Still can be denied. But in that sense, we felt that it was a win-win for our community.
Thank you.
Any other questions? Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, so now are we making another motion to split them, or?
Yeah, we have a motion to split them. To approve the north end.
Yep.
Was the motion.
Okay.
It was
And there-
motion and second.
Kirk made it, Mary second, right?
Yep.
Okay. Any further discussion? Hearing none. Mary?
Yes?
Yes.
No?
Yes.
Yes.
No.
So,
Nope.
split the
Two.
property, and we'll be back at this again.
I think, Mr. President, it's incumbent on those that are saying they want more information to please let us know exactly what it is that they think the Plan Commission missed.
I couldn't agree more.
It's a fair statement.
Couldn't agree more. Okay, then we'll go on to item D, petition by Wisconsin Development LLC.
Just before we do that, are you gonna put the south half
I was just
then
gonna say that.
on the agenda for next month for consideration? Is that the idea?
Sounds good.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just want to be clear on that. Okay, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
No, that's fine. I mean, to cover them both, I just thought they would cover it with the one, but that's fine. No worries. Okay, petition for Wisconsin Development LLC, R. Tom Toy and Idris Zabini, to rezone 856th Street North, Hudson, Wisconsin, 54016, from C3 Industrial Commercial to RM3 High Density Multifamily Residence. Discussion, possible approval.
Stan, I move to deny the rezoning request from applicant Wisconsin Development LLC to rezone 856th Street North, Hudson, Wisconsin, 54016, from C3 Industrial Commercial to RM3 High Density Multiple Family Residence based on the recommendation from the Plan Commission.
Thank you, Brian. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Thank you, John. Discussion.
So just at the Plan Commission, there was a lot of discussion on this one in terms of need for housing versus need for commercial. I think the vote actually was split in the end, and you probably saw the video of it or watched it. I think one of the real concerns was just the size of the structure that was proposed. That's what I had problems from some of the Plan Commission members. That's my recollection, just for a little background, and if Tim wants to add anything to that as to the rationale, feel free, but
Keep talking. Sorry, 5 now. Once again, our motion on the table at night was to rezone it. Even though we had information in front of us that talked about what his intentions were, we shouldn't have been looking at that, my feeling. The concerns were, of course, the lack of commercial in North Hudson. That was a big key. And being on Highway 35 is the advantage there. And second, there's a lot of concerned about the safety as far as the traffic and activity if you added the multiple, building, multi-tenant building in that location. That was discussed. I think we all feel there's gonna be something there, you know, to be honest with you, but, at that time, we didn't feel comfortable to changing the zoning from commercial to R3, multi-tenant, whatever, so. You agree, Paul, summary?
Yeah, I think that's what it was. There was a lot of good discussion back and forth on that.
Question, Chair Zeiss, was that regarding so was it about the zoning or was it about the plan that was presented?
Yeah, see, that's a good question. What was in front of us was the changing of the zoning. And to comment on what Paul stated, it wasn't consistent on the information he presented to us from the first time we seen it. Because we were going to an R3, and I think the limitations were only 29 unit limitations, and he was proposing a 49 unit. Well, we weren't supposed to be looking at that. My personal feeling is we should have been just discussing the possibility of zoning. So, but I still think we made the right decision because, again, the safety concerns down there, obviously the speed limits coming into that, not only the highway, being the fact is that it's commercial, and we have limited commercial on Highway 35 in the village of North Hudson. That were the two main factors coming out of that. But good question. But again, it was inconsistent as far as what we were seeing in front of us. But
Thank you, Tim. Anybody else got questions for Tim? Or Paul?
I have a question for Paul. So Paul, you know, when we had a plan that was potentially a senior residence building, I think there was a lot of in favor of that.
The memory
And-
care?
Right. And then when it became, you know, multifamily, then all sorts of concerns came out. It makes me wonder what we really want there, which,
And that's a good question. What is the vision there? And, you know, it's not unusual for a rezone for boards to ask, what are you gonna do with this property if we rezone it? That's a legitimate question, you know? And I think the board has to decide, you know? The village has limited space for housing, the village has limited space for commercial. That's a policy decision for you guys.
so on the future use map that was passed tonight, it is commercial. Residential?
It's or. That parcel along with the other parcel, the board was given the option under the new comp plan to change the zoning or to deny the zoning.
Yeah, and that just in the earlier discussion when they said that if we ever changed zoning from conservancy to something else, that particular piece of property at 856th Street was conservancy for many years. And Mr. Hanson, when he was a developer in the area, and God rest his soul, he had it changed from one of the boards many, many years ago to change it from conservancy to commercial. That was done in my lifetime in the village. So that's, I just wanted to clarify that conservancy, we have, the boards, prior boards have changed from conservancy and other zoning issues. So, and any further discussion? And we have the motion to deny.
If we do deny this, that means they what, go back to the plan commission with a different plan, or what happens?
They would have to repetition, start all over, basically. And I don't know off the top of my head if there's a time limit to do that. Some villages say if you get denied, you can't apply for a year or some period of time. I don't know off the top of my head if that's in the North Hudson Code.
Or they could move forward with the commercial option under the approved uses.
Oh, sure,
Yeah.
yeah, they can come in with a commercial project, sure. There's a lot of allowed uses under commercial, and they're gonna generate lights and traffic and everything else, and that was pointed out at Plan Commission, you know, you could throw a quick trip-like thing over there with, you know,
And we'd rather have that than housing, another gas station.
That was just an example, I think, that
Yeah.
he put out there, that you could put any kind of, there was a grocery store proposed in there, and that got shot down and stuff, so, I mean, it'd be up to the proposals and stuff, that if they come up with something that the board, and the public would get along with.
yeah, there's a list of permitted uses under that zoning, and those are all allowed.
Is a memory care considered commercial?
That's considered residential.
Is it
Okay.
RM1, is it, or 2?
A what?
I think it's an RM1 potentially, memory care, depending on the number of units. Yeah.
I guess I wish we had a vision for that area that we could point to and think and use, so that, to make this decision, because I feel that there has been a lot of discussion, and however you want to characterize people that spoke at the comprehensive plan, for wanting more housing, that was for different income groups. So there is a demand. People don't want to have to leave this community. They don't want their kids to have to leave this community because they can't afford $700,000 houses. So, I hate to have us out of hand decide that we don't want to do more residential. In that particular area, it's not along the river, it's not in the environmental corridor. I mean, it's something that we could have, and we know that we don't have young people in this community. We know that schools are closing. We know that the predictions for students are down, and we would like to have a vibrant community with children and families and people that can afford to live here. So I hate to have us out of hand not have those options for people.
Thank you. Any other comments?
Do you know what was proposed for these units?
Well, as I said, I think we took that in consideration, some of us did when we voted, because the fact is, it was inconsistent from the first time we saw their proposal. I agree with you, Mary, it's probably a good idea to or at some point have it in front of you guys. Then you can make that decision, but I'm just telling you what the planning commission saw. From the first time they came to where they haven't come back a second time, there was inconsistency there.
So what,
Now, we shouldn't have had that been part of our decision, to be honest with you, because we were voting on an ordinance change, but it should, it does weigh in, but we were just looking at basically, should it be, getting rid of commercial versus R3, whatever.
yeah, but it seems to me that since we know we need both.
Yeah, I agree, you guys should probably should see that proposal from them, to understand, the direction they're coming from, or where they want to go.
You want to vote to table?
Forget how many, 49,
Yes.
how many units are being proposed here?
What was, the requirements for an R3 is 29 units, and what we had in front of us was 49,
Okay.
so take that.
Can I amend my motion, or change it, or cancel
Can
it?
withdraw it?
You could just vote.
You need
You can withdraw it if you'd like.
down.
You also need the, yeah, I know, it's the same thing. You need the second, whoever seconded to
I
agree
move to
to it.
withdraw that motion.
Who
That was
seconded?
to deny it?
He's looking to withdraw it to make a different motion. Who seconded?
I did.
Okay, so he's asking to make a different motion. It's just a quicker version of voting on it and then coming back and read. It's just a different step of what
We're getting there one
Yeah.
way or the other.
Yeah,
dude.
exactly. So would you like to second him taking it back?
Sure.
Okay.
All right. Stan, I'd like to make a motion to table a rezoning request from applicant Wisconsin Development LLC to rezone 856th Street, North Hudson, Wisconsin 54016 from C3 industrial commercial to RM3 high-density multiple family residence.
To table it.
To
That's why I'm
table it.
stuck on this too. Yes, I'll second that.
All right, any further discussion? Then let's vote. Brian?
Can we just ask what is,
That direction.
yeah,
Well-
what's needed?
well, I
Or
think-
what are the next steps?
I think the board, because these guys already had their recommendation, the board needs to see what they're talking about. And
Yeah.
I
Did
also
you
think-
watch the video,
I did.
it
the
did.
meeting?
I also think
What?
we need to, as a board, think to ourselves what we want to be put there. I don't think we've really been asked that question to ourselves.
What Mary
what
was
Mary
saying
brought up
earlier. Do
was
we
really
want
good.
commercial or do we want residential? That's something that I think the board should discuss.
Okay, well, that's, the board's decision. I've just,
I know, but we need a discussion. I don't know if that's a closed session or what that is, but it just seems to me like, I would like to hear from them and be able to ask them questions. Are we talking, what kind of housing are we talking? Section 402, section what?
Yeah, section 8 or, yeah, what? I would like to know that as well.
That's kind of why I would take.
Because that impacts the community too. It isn't just that it's affordable housing. I want to know what kind of affordable housing they're talking about.
Right.
Did you get that answer?
Nope.
Because you were working on rezoning.
Right.
Okay.
Correct.
30 units adds more strain to the village, and we need to know more
Exactly.
on that.
Could you say that?
Whoop, whoop, whoop,
No.
whoop, absolutely.
nothing from the
Come on,
crowd, please.
Come on, we respect you guys, please respect us.
30 more units adds
Oh,
more
I'll
strain
get
to
you.
the village.
Thank you. Thank you.
So,
So the developer is here tonight. Or you can,
And he's hearing from, what they would like to hear, but I don't think we're gonna discuss that at this meeting.
okay.
Thank you.
Thanks, Tim.
So the motion is to table it and the board to decide. I think the board should look at the goals in the comprehensive plan and the maps in the comprehensive plan, and then we should have a discussion about what we think that area should be, and that may require a modification, it may not, but we should have that discussion.
I don't disagree with that.
I also want to make one more point. We talk a lot about these emails. I would say, on average, 30 days, I talk to at least 30 North Hudson residents. So a lot of times when we say these emails, as a person that's in the community a lot, I know I have more opportunities. But this idea that just because someone might not send an email doesn't mean I don't hear them is kind of silly. And I find it almost like we're talking down to the other community members that talk to me personally. I mean, I own a restaurant, I own a bar, I go to events, I talk to multiple people all the time. So a lot of times when I hear that, I'm taking the words from the people as well.
And I want to say that was not at all what I intended or said,
understand, but I
Kirk.
just wanna
I
say there's
totally
other ways
appreciate that.
people understanding what we talk.
Absolutely. There's lots of ways to get feedback. Absolutely.
I read everybody's email that comes in. It pops up in mine. Once it comes in, I'm looking at those emails, so it's not like I'm not.
I mean, I had this
Pay attention.
conversation at a tug of war in Hudson, so it's not like it's not brought up to us.
Well, any further discussion? Hearing none, the motion to table is on the table. Brian?
yes.
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 No.
Yes.
Yes.
Sorry, I had enough information, so that's the reason I voted my way. All right. Personnel and Finance Committee recommendations, item 10, claims and approval requested.
Stan, I move to recommend the board approve the January 2026 non-recurring claims of $60,108.41.
Thank you, Kirk. Is there a
Second.
Second, Dusty, thank you. Comments, questions?
Anything out of the ordinary?
Nothing out of the ordinary. We had two larger expenses for protective equipment for the police department. Those were approved as a result of having extra surplus of dollars in 2025 due to the open position for the police officer. So those funds were reallocated to provide some additional protective equipment for the police department.
Thank you. Any other questions for Gina on the budget, or?
Claims.
Hearing none. Spending, Mary?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes?
Yes.
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 Thank you. And B is the 2026 Animal Warden Contract, discussion possible.
Stan, I would like
Approval?
to move to approve the animal control contract between Darrell Hall, dedicated animal control DAC, and the Village of North Hudson for the period of January 1st, 2026 through December 31st, 2026.
Thank you, Dusty.
I'll second.
Thank you, John. Any discussion? I know it was brought up earlier at Finance that our animal warden right now has been with us we've had him for 12 years, and he had a slight increase of $4 from $20 to $24 for his services, and which were considerably less than the other option for an animal warden in this area. So that's the reason that we're staying with our present warden if we vote to approve. Brian?
And he hadn't had a raise in the 12
Right.
years? Okay. Yes.
Yes.
Oh,
Yes.
I have a question.
Okay.
The contract says that the village administers the licensing, impounding, and boarding fees and charges. So there are no charges that are made by the animal warden outside of what the village has sent.
Correct. The invoices are sent to the village and they come in throughout the month, but on a monthly basis. And then Nathan, as the treasurer, then issues the invoices to the residents.
Thank you. I did not understand that previously. So do we know what that ends up being approximately?
Yes, and we were talking in the finance meeting. I think what Dusty is looking to do is, and I don't want to speak for you, maybe talking about what those charges are and those calls are on a quarterly basis, summarizing that information that we do receive from the animal warden through those invoices. Okay.
Yeah, it'll be brought up in our public safety meetings on everything that'll be coming through on that.
Thank you.
Any further discussion on the animal warden? Let's see, that's just roll call, or no?
I would just roll call it.
Roll call. Okay, Mary?
Yes.
Dustin?
Yes.
Yes?
Yes.
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 Okay, unanimous, thank you. Okay, next, Public Works Committee recommendation, Brian?
And we did meet, and we don't have anything in particular to bring forward. Discussion was around snow plowing. We have some questions coming in. Why aren't we plowing before 2 inches of snow are down? 2 inches is our standard that we've been following for years and years. I don't see us changing that. There was a discussion about our lean years. The cost of our snow plowing is significantly higher already this year. And on years where we're definitely, last couple of years, we didn't hardly plow. And we were thinking that maybe that we should present to the finance, maybe we should set some of that budgeted money aside so we have it for the years where we're gonna blow the budget completely. So that's coming. We're asking, as Stan did, residents, please move your cars off the street for the plows. We have seen several cars that have been there for more than 24 hours, and it just leaves a mess. We had some lakes this morning, some of you went through. That was, what we tried to do was salt yesterday because of the ice and the upcoming ice, and we decided not to push the slush off because we were afraid if we pushed the slush over to the side, it would jam and freeze the drains. They froze anyway on us, so we ended up with a couple of lakes that the guys had to clear out. And that's gonna happen from time to time, and it's usually in those two spots that we had them last night. We discussed updating the capital improvement plan and involving Hudson more in our capital improvement plan with the PUC now helping us with sewer and water. And that's gonna happen in the near future. And then Monroe Street engineering is going on for phase one in progress for the Monroe Street project. That's a 27 build. And the street the part of Monroe that we're doing is Lemon to Helen. It involves some sidewalks as well that are already there. And just wanted to keep you appraised if that's where we're at. We're on the engineering phase of that. So our residents might see our engineers out there from time to time on that project. That's all I got.
Okay, thanks, Brian. Okay, item 12, public safety. Dusty, what do you got for us?
Yes, Dan, we did meet. We had a good conversation with Director with Lakeville EMS in regards to first responders. Not much is brought up since that. We will be discussing it again on Thursday. Otherwise, we did, I don't want to step on his chief, but we did swear in our new officer on Saturday, so we got that too as well. But otherwise, that's all I got for the board.
Thank you. Okay, public welfare, Kirk.
We did meet. We got a good update from the county of how and what they could do to help us, to kind of guide us for more questions that we're trying to figure out with different nuisance. So it was a good update.
Thank you.
Yeah, you were there.
And park board committee, Mary?
Thank you. We did not meet in December. I do want to say that the park board will be meeting in January. There's the public notice, the meeting notice will be updated. We are meeting, we'll have a regular agenda. The meeting that we had planned jointly with the City of Hudson Park Board needs to be rescheduled because the city had to reschedule their common council meeting to that January 20th date because they had to reschedule because of Martin Luther King holiday, and their staff would be unavailable to attend, which they intended to attend on the 20th. So we'll be rescheduling the joint meeting and having just the village park board meeting on January 20th. So I'll be excited to welcome our new member on the 20th, and we'll get the agenda posted soon.
Thank you, Mary. Let's see, and, item 15 says we are adjourned at 7:07.